Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing the video that shows how I created these embellishments for my Cinderella Little Golden Book Journal. I started with 2 CD envelopes. Now we've got heaps of those lying around because we don't really use CDs anymore. And I've cut 2 pieces of Peachy or papers from the Kaisercraft Peachy range that are 5 inches square, and 2 pieces that are big enough to fit onto the flap of the envelope or the pocket. Now, I took one of my dies from my Spellbinder's large circle dies, drew around it, and now I'm going to tear that circle so that I get a bit of a rough edge. I could have used the die and cut out a proper straight circle, but I wanted a bit of a tattered vintage looking edge, so I'm just tearing that out by hand. I'll do that for both of them. I have also used my distress tool and distressed the edges of all of the papers, and I've inked around the edges using a black ink cube. Now I'm going to use my art glitter glue to attach my pattern paper to the outside front of the envelope, or the envelope I suppose it is, and also to the flap of the envelope. Then I'm going to do exactly the same thing for the second envelope. I cut another 2 pieces of the pattern paper to cover the inside of the envelope. And you can see I've cut a little divot, I suppose, out of the top of it so that it fits around the edge or the top cut out fancy piece in the envelope. I'm going to distress and ink the edges of this and then attach them to the inside of the pocket. I'm not going to put anything on the inside flap because that will be what I use to attach it to the page. I have cut 4 assorted sized tags out of white cardstock, and I'm going to collage book paper onto those. I've cut 1 that is big enough to take up the full size of one of the pockets, and 3 others that are smaller that will be put into the other pocket. So one pocket will have 1 tag, one pocket will have 3. Before I collage these papers onto my tags, I am just tearing them. I like the rough edge, and then I'm inking the edge with distress ink in Vintage Photo. Once I have my tag covered with the book papers, I'm going to use my scissors to trim off the excess. I don't plan on putting anything on the back, I'm leaving those for journaling. I'm going to use my crocodile to add an eyelet to the tag. I'm going to go ahead and do exactly the same thing for the other 3 tags. So now I'm going to decorate the front of the envelope. I'm going to use a couple of pattern paper scraps. These are from 49 and Market, and a piece of vellum, acetate that I have heat embossed, and this is an offcut from it, so I'll use that. And I've got some guipure lace, floral guipure lace that I've cut up, and I'm just going to use 1 flower on each one of these envelopes. So yes, I'm distressing the edges of the pattern paper, and I'm going to attach those to the front of my envelopes on the bottom left hand corner. I'm using my hot glue gun to do this with the acetate and the fabric. I think that's the best option. While I've got my hot glue gun out and working, I'm going to use that to attach my pockets to the centre of my first signature. There'll be one on the left hand page which I'll attach towards the bottom of the page, and one on the right hand page that I'll attach to the, well, sort of towards the top but not right at the top, just so that they offset each other and they're not bulking out one area of my journal. Now I'm going to use some book paper to make some pockets for the insides of my pockets. Now, I love this paper. I bought this book at the second-hand shop. I mean, it was a bit more expensive for a second-hand op shop book, but I just loved the paper in it. It's old. It's like from the early 1900s, about 1904, I think. And it's got a beautiful colour to it. It's very thin, very delicate, just beautiful to touch. So anyway, I paid the price and I'm very happy with the book. So now I'm going to use that to make some pockets for the insides of my envelopes. I'm going to make them so that they cover most of the page, bearing in mind that the inside's a pocket, but this is also going to be an outside pocket. I don't plan on putting a great deal in these pockets, just a few little things, so they don't need to be all that sturdy. And yeah, so I'm going to do that for both flaps. I did decorate these pockets, but it appears I did not video that part, but you can see in the photos that will be at the end that there is decoration on there. I put a couple of pieces of pattern paper and a couple of stamps, well, one stamp on each one. So yeah, you'll see that in the stills at the end of the video. So that's my two pockets for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching my video. My book is getting quite fat now, and I'm not even halfway through it yet, so I think I'm going to have to slow down a little bit and have some thinner embellishments happening soon. So thank you for watching my video, and if you're not already a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Thank you. Bye.